Live from Nashville, it's time for Outdoors with Doug Markham on Nashville's home for all things outdoors. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Let's go outdoors with Doug Markham today. There's no telling what we'll learn along the way. If it's hunting in the backwoods or fishing on the lakes, let's go outdoors with Doug Markham today.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show, Outdoors with Doug Markham, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Good to have you here. I have in here Michael May and Don King. Michael is the Chief of Information Technology over at TWRA, and Don, who you've heard on here many times, either on air with me or singing, which is on air with me too.
You're right.
He's the Chief of I&E, Information and Education at TWRA. Guys, welcome into the show. And thanks for coming in at 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you, Doug.
No problem. Thank you.
Perfect directions, wasn't it, Michael?
I looped around a few times, but I'm good to go.
10 Music Circle East is kind of hard to find, even though it's right by the interstate. It's just a confusing sort of place to find here at WTN, but we're all here. And guys, I appreciate it. And we're going to talk about this morning some technology, and then I'm going to get you back in the fall and talk about it again, okay?
That'll be great.
Sure.
TWRA is moving on, Don. Since you've been there, a lot of things have happened with the agency moving into the technological world, and we're just trying to keep pace with everybody else and get hunters and fishermen involved, right?
That's right. You know, for a long time, it's just been our hunting and fishing printed guides, and you know, over time, the internet has come along, and you know, we embrace that as time has gone along, and have really had tried to put more and more information out there, and now you know, along with outlets like your radio show from week to week to get the information out. It's great that you've invited us to come in and spend a little time with you and let you know what's going on with this thing. But in this day and time, you know, the melding of the normal ways we get information out with the technological side that Michael's heading up at the Wildlife Agency now. It's great. We have a good working relationship, and our teams work well together. And so when we first started talking about this, I said, "Hey, Michael, you need to come down and be on Doug's show with me." And he said, "Oh yeah, great." So anyway, Michael does a fantastic job of getting the things together that from the technical side that we need to accomplish this, and this is just going to be such a great convenience for the hunter, and I don't want to talk the whole time, but
No. Well, it's a good segue. It's getting us started where we're going to be. Michael, we'll introduce you properly when we come back. But this is interesting. This is going to be good. This is a way for you guys that have smartphones, and that you'll be able to do things in the field you've never been able to do standing right in the field, right?
don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
You're going to love it.
Always do the old-fashioned way, but the new stuff is pretty exciting.
Yeah, all right, we're going to talk about that. Michael May will be on when we come back. They're both sitting here. I got them to the top of the hour, and we'll cover a lot of ground today. Going to answer a lot of questions, and also you'll be able to see some of this out on the TWRA website, right?
Fantastic.
Okay. Outdoors with Doug Markham, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It's Tennessee's wild side that makes you wanna go find a natural way of living waiting just outside your door. Every day's a new adventure, and it's right before your eyes. Spend a little time on Tennessee's wild side.
All right. Good job, Don.
Hey, thanks, Doug.
That's awesome. Don is the voice of TWRA for many years, and if you watch the Tennessee Wild Side every week, that's what you hear the show start with. And Don, I love that song, and I always loved your voice. You know that.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Doug.
How's the show doing?
Doing well. 12 years. It's hard to believe it's been that long.
Crazy.
But it's doing really well, and continues to get nominated for Emmys every year. Some years it wins several, and or it has in the past. And
It has.
gosh, it's the team there at the Renaissance Center does a great job for us. And
They do. Barry Cross, Ken Tucker, all those guys out there, and Doug Jackson out there. All those folks have worked together a long time. And who am I missing?
Steve Hall.
Steve Hall,
Yeah,
of course, Steve Hall.
Ken, yeah. So it's a good show, and it really helps us to get the word out from an agency standpoint and show the breadth and the depth of stuff that our agency does. Really, there's a lot of things that beyond just selling hunting and fishing licenses that our agency does that I learn from time to time. I go, wow, I didn't realize we're involved in this.
Yeah, it's amazing, and Michael is sort of part of some of that stuff. You think, wow, do
Exactly.
we do that?
I
Anyway.
know, yeah.
All right, well, let's introduce Michael May. I got in here with me this morning. Don King is the Chief of Information Education at TWRA, and now in here also is Michael May. He's the Chief of Information Technology. And what's the difference in I&E and technology? What's that mean, Michael?
One letter. You have I&E,
pretty
and then we
good.
have IT.
IT, that's right. What do you do?
Well, we get that mixed up quite a bit with people, I think. But basically, the IT section, we do all the programming and all the technical support, desktop and help desk support. And we also do GIS and
And GIS is geographic information mapping, geographic information system, and other stuff.
correct. And there's a lot that goes into that.
I bet.
We can definitely go out and using geo coordinates and map all of our WMAs, our fishing spots, and boat ramps. We do all of that, and we keep track of those throughout the entire state.
So if somebody comes onto the website, at TWRA's website, and they go in and they put Percy Priest in the search box, a map pops up. GIS did that.
Correct.
Okay, all right. And has GIS and the world of technology made it easier to map these days to update a map real easily?
It could not be done without them.
And couldn't.
That is what they do.
That is what they do. Well, that's awesome. And your division takes in a whole lot of different stuff, including the website now.
Correct.
So, all right. And you also are now working on a big project, have been working on a big project that will help folks that are holding the phone like I've got right here, this iPhone, open up a brand new world to them. A lot of people have smartphones. What is a smartphone, and what are applications for smartphones?
Well, typically people think of a smartphone as being an iPhone or one of the Android type of phones,
Okay.
where you can download applications, and those applications can allow you to do various things. I guess you've got the most of the popular ones are the music ones, the free music downloads like Pandora or whatever like that, and then you've got your banking apps, mapping. Like Google Earth, that's a good app. A lot of those types of apps that we talk about, people call them apps, are basically applications that can download and help you do things on your phone.
Okay, weather apps. I mean, I have about 5 weather apps on here, so I can see what's going on everywhere all the time.
Correct, right.
So,
Those are very useful.
On and on and on, and everybody's got their favorite apps out there. But now TWRA, we hope Tennessee Wildlife will become their favorite app, right?
Oh, we think it will be.
Yeah. What is this app? That I'm gonna ask you when it's going to come out, but what's the name of this app going to be?
We're just going to call it the TWRA mobile web app.
Okay. And when will this app, before we talk about what's going to be on it, when will it be available?
We'll have it coming out on midnight on Sunday evening, getting ready for the new license year on the 18th.
Okay, on the 18th. All right, February 18th is when the agents can legally.
Right. On Monday, you get up Monday morning, it'll be there ready for you.
So President's Day.
Yeah, and right in line with new license sales.
Yeah,
as we're
right.
talking.
Or you can be there like me at midnight, 12:01, be ready to go.
You're not gonna be worried, are you, Michael?
Oh, no. But I'm going to be out there and playing with it right off the bat.
Yeah, but we're off that day. The state's off. You're gonna still do it.
He'll have all day to play with it.
I have all day to play with it.
All right. And the good news before we get into the app is no increases this year in licenses.
Right.
We're like the only people in the United States without an increase in something.
I know.
Right.
So remember that, folks, down the
We're
road.
really proud of that, too.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear. But the new year for annual licenses does come up. You have to have them by March the 1st. All right, Michael, this app is going to allow you to do what?
Originally, we were going to just have it for harvesting reporting, and we were able to work with our company, Active Outdoors, who hosts our reel system on the back end that keeps track of all these databases. And they worked with us diligently on this for nearly a year, and they were able to bring to the table license sales and boat renewals as well. And in addition to our harvest reporting, we were able to add a functionality that allows the hunter to get in there and take a look at their harvest log and diary.
Okay. All right. Well, let's back up on that a little bit. So I got this app now. I'm in the field. I've just bagged a turkey because that's what it's going to be ready by turkey season.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've just taken a big gobbler somewhere, and I want to check it in layman's terms. What do I do with my telephone?
Well, I tell you what, back up just a little bit further, if you don't
Okay.
mind,
Nope.
just to make sure that we understand what we had to do. We had to do a few things differently as an agency on this. With the advent of the mobile app, we had to figure out a way to have individuals harvest their animals, their big game animals, and which really meant in a nutshell that we had to go away and leave behind us the temporary kill tag, paper
Okay.
tags. And so now we're moving from a temporary kill tag method and going to a harvest log method. And
A digital or electronic?
it'll
log.
be either paper or electronic. You can do it either way.
Okay.
And so we'll be able to, when you go out and you buy a license, really, like any kind of license that would typically have a kill log associated with it and print off with it, it'll now print off a harvest log instead.
Okay.
You can annotate on there, just write down on there what your confirmation number is and the age the sex and type of animal, and there you go.
Okay. So you'll have a confirmation number, but you still said paper. Paper won't be involved with that, but if you want to do the old style way, go into a check station, and you'll still get paper there.
Right, and this is really important to understand that mobile is just an additional way, an additional convenient way for the hunter to go in and do their business with the agency. So the POS transactions at the agents are still
Point of
applicable.
sales transactions. Okay.
Right,
Yeah. All
point
right.
of sale transactions with the agents are still there. Obviously, so people can go to their favorite agent now and just do a transaction there if they so wish. Or they can do it like we've been doing it on the internet for about a half a dozen years now. And in addition to that would be mobile. So we're not substituting anything. We're just giving the people an additional way to do it.
Doing more customer service.
Mm-hmm.
So with folks that are getting into all of this technology, and speaking of the internet, we were talking about it in the break, and you don't know exact numbers, but it's increasing the number of people that are using the online checking for TWRA stuff.
Correct. We've got a very significant portion of our sales are online internet sales, and it's rising. And we believe with the advent of the mobile that'll continue to rise.
Okay, all right. So we know now you'll be able to go on there and get a confirmation number. And what's going to be what will happen with that confirmation number? How will you show that you took an animal on a certain day, and how quickly do you have to check it in if you're out in the field?
Oh, sure, it's a good idea. What they've changed now is if you're out in the field, you don't have to do anything until the end of the calendar day. You don't have to annotate on a log if you don't want to, but you can.
Okay.
Definitely. But the fun thing about the mobile is when you're out there in the field, you can actually go to the mobile device and enter in a harvest report in your tree stand and say, I took this animal, and harvest it right there and report it on mobile and continue hunting without even leaving.
Okay, and that is, of course, know the law, because there's certain seasons where you can take more than one big game animal while you're out there. But
Right.
for instance, you're hunting turkey, if you bag one, you're done. But I guess if you're out there with a friend or out there with your son or your daughter, then you could still stay out there. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to get into more because there's more to it than just harvest information.
Correct.
There's boat registration, you said?
Right.
And some other stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to talk more about that. Michael May is my guest. Don King's my guest. And this is cool. So TWRA going to get an app.
Yeah.
And what's our little icon going to look like, Don? Do you know yet?
Agency logo.
The agency logo. Wow. That's creative. Actually, it's the best thing. That's what it ought to be. All right. I tell you what, let's give away a prize, Jonathan. Trout. I got a pretty big trout package here. It's got 3 things of Berkeley Pyrex in it and some gulp worms. They're chartreuse looking things, and a little bag of gulp, a 2-inch pincher crawl. Anyway, it's all for trout, okay? The bag isn't worth a dime. But the prize in it is caller 13. Going to leave it here at WT, and everything's here this week, other than the turkey tickets at the end. 737-9986, 737-9986. Caller 13 will be back.
Need to know more? Log on to 997WTN.com.
At my door, the leaves are falling. The cold, wild wind will come, Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Don. That was good. I wanted you to play more. That was that's great. What's the name of that song?
I still miss someone. Old classic Johnny Cash song I had the pleasure of recording back a while ago.
A while back. All right.
Yeah.
Don King. And Don, you've been in the music business a long time and done some fantastic work through many years.
Yeah, I tell you what, it opened the doors to introduce me to the agency way back when.
You became, you still today, you're the chief of I&E, but information education, but you've been the voice of TWRA since when?
About 1975.
Okay, gosh, Don. 1975.
Yeah, I got recruited back.
Just so recruited
back then.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
And what's your line that people hear the most when you're the voice of TWRA?
Hey, I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, reminding you to put the plug in your boat before you launch it this spring, or something to that effect.
I know a lot of people just recognize that. Anyway, Don, that was great. Marcus Wilson, you are the winner of Madison of this trout package. It's going to be left here at WTN, and you folks that trout fish over in Williamson County, going to be stocked this week on the 22nd, which is Friday, at Pinkerton Park, not at the low water dam that they've been stocking at. The agency has been for the last few years because they've done some work over there and they're revegetating. It will be at Pinkerton Park, 9, 10 o'clock, right around there, and you'll have trout, several hundred trout put into the water right there. And I think McCutcheon Creek is also going to be stocked on the same day over in Murray County, so you got that to look forward to this week. Don King is my guest. Michael May is my guest. Michael is the Chief of Information Technology over at TWRA, and we've been talking about this new app that's going to be on smartphones that actually allow you to go in and record your harvest from the field on a mobile app. And we're going to reiterate a thing or two, and then I'm going to ask you questions about what else to do. But again, as far as it's not replacing anything, right? It is a new something.
Correct. We're not replacing anything. We're just adding a new convenient method for the hunters to get out there and have a little bit of fun.
Okay. And if you want to listen to this later, you're going to put it up on the TWRA website at some point?
Yes.
And also there was a video presentation you made to the commission, the Wildlife Commission, just this week, and that will be out on the website too. Correct.
I presented an actual demo using an iPhone at the commission meeting on Thursday, this past Thursday, and we've I&E's team went ahead and condensed that and edited that, and we're getting ready to put that on the website to be ready to be shown, I think, on Sunday night as well. Good deal.
Yeah, you'll be able to see all the screens and how the navigation works, which is real simple, very straightforward. Each screen leads to the next screen, and it's very user-friendly.
Self-explanatory. Tennessee, it's tnwildlife.org, tnwildlife.org, or if
Correct.
you put in a search box, Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, to come up all over the place.
Yeah, it'll go right there.
Be the first thing you come to. All right, Michael, what else with this app are we going to be able to do?
Well, you can buy a license on here. You can buy fishing licenses, hunting licenses, and you can keep that on your phone. That's one of the fun things about it. You can, once you purchase a license, you keep that. You'll get it emailed to you or a text message sent to you, and you can keep that PDF that's embedded in the email on your phone, and that you don't have to carry your paper license anymore if you want to use it on your phone.
So you just show that?
Correct. You can just show that. And then when you harvest it, you'll have the harvest log inside the app, and you can keep all of your harvest information on your phone, your license on your phone, and there you go.
And you can, if you take 5 minutes to learn how to print it, you can print it out from that phone too.
Absolutely. Or you can just go home, since you have it emailed to you. You can go home on your computer and print it out, and you can have it in your pocket. What we've done is just give you another way. It's not a substitution. Okay. It's just an additional way you can continue doing what you've done before if you want to.
And getting back to the harvest information, because a couple questions you had provided me that I didn't ask. If somebody wants to go to a taxidermist, and that's important, they always have had to have that harvest tag, or if they want to go have their animal processed, they've always had to have the harvest or kill tag. If you've got what do you do if you're doing it with this phone?
It's pretty easy. You just go ahead and take your phone, you go into the app, and you go into the harvest portion of it, and you give that taxidermist that information from your phone.
The confirmation number?
Correct, and all the other pertinent information that they need off of that harvest, and they can write it down in their ledger, and you keep your phone, and you walk away, obviously, and you're good to go. Man,
that is cool.
Yeah, very easy.
And you said it is for the iPhone, Apple iPhone, and also for Android. Droid. What other will it?
Yeah, you can actually use it on any kind of tablet as well. So a smartphone, tablet, and really any kind of other device that has internet access, you can utilize it for.
So I could do it on my iPad.
You can.
Okay.
And even if you have a step back from a smartphone, so to speak, to I've heard them call them feature phones, that anything that you can access the web on.
Okay, all right.
And even the ones that you don't have to pay for the data plan and all that stuff with. If you can get to an internet screen on your phone, you can use this application, and it'll work just fine.
That's right, because this one's basically an optimized website, so you can utilize it on anything that has internet access.
Okay, come back. What's an optimized website?
What we do with that is we just make a really complicated looking website look very easy to see on a regular small phone. So the buttons are nice and big. It's not crowded with a lot of text. It's very easy to see. That's basically what an optimized website means.
Okay, all right, cool deal.
Sometimes you look at a website on your phone, and so the
Right.
text is so small, and you got to scroll around and
Right.
expand and all that. You don't have to do that with this. The buttons, like Michael said, are big and very, very evident of what you need to do to navigate this thing.
Okay, and there was just now turning on the radio and saying, "What the heck y'all talking about?" When? And they probably didn't hear. When is it available? When will this go into effect? When will somebody be able to go on? And I need to ask, is it going to cost anything?
It is absolutely free to use this. The cost to do any of the transactions on the mobile will be identical to the cost and fees that you see on internet. So no changes in that at all.
Okay, that is cool. And when does it go? What day?
Monday.
Monday.
We're good to go
this
on
Monday.
the 18th, right, for new license sales.
Okay, and is it as easy to go on there to buy a license off of the phone? Is it the same thing as it is off of the website?
It is identical, and I'll tell you, I think it's a little bit easier to do on the phone, to be honest with you.
Now, you can go to your license agents, of course, and buy that the real system.
Yep.
Those little things that look like credit card machines and work through your real system. But if you, and it doesn't cut, you're not charged, I think you're charged $1 for a license fee.
Right.
But if you go on the TWRA's website and order it, or if you go on the app, is it a few bucks more?
It's actually $3 to do it on the internet, and it'll be the same for mobile. It's just the fee transaction for that is just a little bit more because of the service.
It's the price of technology and comfort, right?
But it's a lot cheaper than driving a
It
long
is.
way to go somewhere, so I think it's a little bit more convenient.
No, I think it's cool. I'm glad to see that we're going there with that. Anything? I'm just looking at your last question here. Oh, that's a good one too. How many animals can you put if you've harvested? Some deer hunters go out and they may take 10 deer a year, 12 deer. That's in the 1 or 2%. So how many times can you go on this thing and checking deer?
You keep on checking as many deer as you want legally. on the mobile app, you're good to go. If you have a paper harvest log, which will print on the bottom off a regular license that you see right now, if you go into one of your agents, that'll have 3 lines on there for you to be able to harvest or record a harvest, and you can get multiple harvest logs. So one that's printed off at an agent will have 3 places for you to put it on. You can get more, or you'll have the ability to print off some harvest logs on the internet website, and just as many harvest logs you can pull down and use. There's no really limit. It just
Bottomless.
just have to make sure that you're legal though.
Okay. When I want an app, and I'm really average at my smartphone, but when I want an app, I go to in my case, the Apple Store or whatever, and I'll put in the search box what I'm looking for. How are you going to be able to find the TWRA app?
We're going to be able to have a link to that on our website, or you can just go to gotwra.org. That's gotwra.org.
Okay, easy enough. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Hour 2 Outdoors with Doug Markham, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Jonathan Melcher is producing today. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. And the show's brought to you by Murfreesboro Outdoors, Phoenix Bass Boats, phoenixbassboats.com, and Nashville Marine. Go check the guys out there by Percy Priest Lake and check out their Phoenix boats and their G3 boats and whatever else they got out there. Anyway, real quick, before I get to Josh on the phone, we were talking about apps before we took a break with Don King, who's in here, and Michael May. And good morning to Betsy Woods.
Yes,
Good morning, Betsy.
Betsy is up early, tuned in this morning.
Boating renewals will also be a part of this, right?
Absolutely. Boating renewals. You can go right in. You can renew your boat, get your decals mailed to you. You can do it right on your phone. You'll get an email confirmation that you did the boat renewal, and then the boat renewal tags and decals will be mailed to your house.
Okay, so but that is renewal, not the first registration.
Right.
Renewals.
Correct.
You
Renewals
still got to pay your
only.
taxes and all that kind
Right,
of stuff. You
right.
can't do that with an app.
But you can do it right on your app. You don't have to go anywhere.
That is so cool.
Well, our legislators passed it. Now it's law in Tennessee. What we find on the highway is legal now to eat. Deer, raccoon, and possum, well, they've all become fair game. It's an open season smorgasbord on every state highway. They gave us the roadkill bill. Okay, that's enough of that.
I like it.
The legislature is back in session, and they took that well. You know, as much flack as Tennessee took for that. The
roadkill
on the
bill.
Leno show for a couple of weeks, a few years ago. So.
We don't have a button on the app for that, though.
No.
And the roadkill bill that was written by you and Dave Woodward.
Dave Woodward, yes.
And did Brant have something to do with
He
it?
sure did, and our executive director, Mr. Ed Carter, actually had a hand in that
That
song,
doesn't
too.
surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me at all. Thanks, Don.
You bet.
Winner of the 3 tickets is Larry Jones. Larry said he used to work for the old National Network. Larry, thanks for listening this morning.
Oh,
and
neat.
And yeah, it's had more time. I'd like to talk to Larry more. And we asked him, Mike wanted me to ask him if he was going to use the app. And he said he might not, but he would have his grandson show him how to do it. So we understand that, Larry. Anyway, we got a couple minutes before the Senator's going to call in here, guys. And I got Don King in here, and I've got Michael May in here of TWRA, and Don is Chief of Information Education over there, and Michael is Information Technology Chief. And we have been talking about this app that's going to be on the phone, a new TWRA app that will allow you to check in your deer, your turkey. You can re-register for boats. You can buy licenses online. And is it going to be like other apps, Michael, where there be updates through the years and no telling where to go?
Absolutely. Right. We're going to go on, and we're already working on a phase 2 portion of this that hopefully be ready early to mid-summer. That'll have a section on there where you can find WMAs, find boat ramps, find fishing locations, a fish ID portion of it, regulations that you can find, and some other fun stuff. It'll be really cool.
Okay, all right. And Don, we were talking in break. We wanted to discuss.
Oh, we were talking about the booth out at NWTF
Thank
today.
you.
We're going to have Mr. Bill Cody is going to be out there.
Bill's great.
Meeting and greeting, from 10 to 2 today.
Bill is a co-host of the Tennessee's Wild Side.
That's right,
Okay.
and a member of the Disc Jockey Hall of Fame, and so anyway, Bill's been around for a long time. Great friend of the agency, and he's like you said, just a fun guy to be around.
Bill's just a nice guy.
Got a million stories too, and then Janet, his co-host,
The pretty side of the show.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right, and she'll be there tomorrow on Sunday from 11 to 3. Janet Ivy will be there.
And I want to say about Janet, and congratulations to her. She's sleeping right now too. But Janet also does a show for PBS called Janet's Planet, and she won her. Did I read 12th Emmy or something?
Gosh,
like?
yeah. I mean, she's just had this huge string going. She's recognized. Gosh, like you said, I don't know how many in a row, but maybe that many, maybe a dozen of them.
She's good at everything she does. Janet is a face a lot of folks see because she's so talented that she's hired to do a lot of local commercials.
Yeah,
and
you see
everything
her and
else.
hear her a lot. And
Used to perform at Opryland. I'm out at years ago when there was the performances and stuff that they did out there. So, but she'll be there at what time?
from 11 till 3 tomorrow afternoon on Sunday.
Okay, and you're going to be there. Don King's
Yes,
going to
I'll
be there.
I'll be there all day tomorrow. So
Okay, you're going to take your guitar.
yeah, you never know.
Never know. Okay, and then I know Joey Montaliani, our friend's going to stop by, I think today, but I don't know if we had a time on Joey, but he is going today.
Yeah,
So come by and see him.
that'll be great.
And Michael, you were saying about sales out there. What? Did I just throw you a curve?
Oh, you know what? That's another thing at our booth. We have been able to offer sales. That's another thing where
There's no coffee, Don.
we're still.
I forgot.
Oh,
Guys.
yeah,
I
we
didn't
haven't
go make
had
y'all
any
coffee.
coffee yet.
I'm a terrible host. Anyway,
But that's another area that our side of the information side, public information, is overlapped with IT because
Right.
without Michael and his team out there making the computers work, we couldn't be pre-selling these licenses. It just wouldn't be doable.
Don and I have been working closely for quite a while, and our two divisions have melded quite a bit. And it just seems like the agency doesn't do a lot without the two of us working so closely together.
Okay. All right. When you say pre-sale out here too, what does that mean exactly?
Well, technically, the new licenses aren't on sale per se until the 18th. That'll be Monday. But they are able to basically kind of pre-sell it.
Okay, they can sell it, give you a receipt or something, and then mail it,
right,
and send it to you in the mail.
Your license will come in the mail.
And then, it's odd that we have to do that, but it's a law. It's a state law that the TWRA cannot start selling licenses until 10 days before or whatever.
Yeah, and sometimes it falls in the calendar correctly, so that the show falls on the 18th might be the opening day, and sometimes that happens. But rather than miss out on this opportunity and this convenience for that we wanted to, make it available for the hunters that are out there. Hey, just pick up your license now,
and you'll get it in the mail. And the ladies handling it out there are fantastic.
Yeah,
they will take good care of you.
They're a really good crew.
They are. They do good work, and they work hard, and they're demanding. Or they demand.
If you don't believe it, just ask them.
Ooh, anyway, they do a great job. And the TWRA booth is there's two big halls. You got the first hall you'll come into, and as you go down and take a left toward the back of it, it opens up into another great big showroom or hall or whatever they call it.
The Roost, I think they call it, where a lot of the kids stuff is.
Yeah, easy. First thing you'll see almost
right.
as you come into it, and you'll see the booth and the logo sitting up high, and the set, the Wildside replica set, is in there for you to look at.
Right, and also we've got our bunch of our I&E folks out there working a casting area for the kids that is just nonstop.
I saw him yesterday. Don Crawford does a great job too. He's always doing something.
He does, yeah.
If he's not doing fishing, he's doing archery.
Archery.
So be sure and stop by, bring the kids out for that.
And I noticed they are. I think they're doing some. I think it's BB shooting out there. The kids are in the Roost area. You can sign up to become a Jake's member out there to get involved with it. There's all kinds of stuff the kids can do while you're out there. So Faye just wrote, "Am I demanding?" Yes, Faye, you are. Faye Nickerson, oh, you are.
That text message proved it, right?
Yes, it did. She's listening to her and Betsy both up this morning. Anyway, come out there to the show today, and you'll have a good time. And Don, one other question. We'll take a break here in a few minutes and get the senator in here to call. I hope he's awake. But the magazine, the Tennessee Wildlife Magazine, how is it still doing all these years?
It's doing really well. We have about 115,000 subscribers now. Of course, if you buy a sportsman license, you get it as part of your package. If you buy a lifetime license, you get it as part of your package. And then we have folks that just subscribe to it as well. So, it's done well. Lee Wilmot does an awesome job of helping edit the stories and creating the content for the insider section, which tends to focus a little bit more on the agency. And Cherry Irwin does the editing and gets all the stories together and works with the writers, and so and Raleigh helps with the layout. Raleigh Holton.
Been doing it a long time.
Yep, sure have. It's a good team, and I'm proud to be able to continue to work with them. Those old long dog days of summer, they're getting shorter all the time. That first cold, clear morning stirs those restless feelings deep inside. You know you've got the fever, it's that time of year again. With the changing leaves and the wood smoke in the wind. It's Tennessee's wild side that makes you wanna go. Find a natural way of living, waiting just outside your door. Every day's a new adventure, and it's right before your eyes. Spend a little time on Tennessee's wild side. Right, Doug?
All right, Don. That sounds great. You make me wish I could sing.
Yeah.
You sound so good. Anyway, thanks, Don King, for doing that. And coming here this morning, you and Michael May. And I want to, for the last couple of minutes of this show before At Home gets in here, Josh is here, Dave is here, Dave and Josh. And they'll have a great show for you today. But we have been talking a lot this morning about a new phone app for your smartphones that the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency is coming out with that will allow you to do a lot of stuff online, like register for boats, re-register for boats, or renew votes, and buy licenses, and also harvest, do your harvest information on it. Michael, you got some last words you want to say?
Sure. I just want to let you know that, mobile is just an additional convenient method to purchase your license or do a boat renewal or harvest reports on your device. It's in addition to and does not replace point of sale interaction with the agents or internet sales at your home. You can go to our TWRA homepage on Monday, February 18th to get more information and a link to the new mobile app. And there we'll have a video of me doing a demo to the commission a couple days ago of the app, and it flows right through it, and you can easily go and watch that video and take you through, how to do it. And that'll actually, Monday the 18th will be the same day as our new license year, so you can use the app to go buy your new license. A couple of the big changes that you'll see, just to summarize here, is temporary kill tags will be replaced by the harvest log. You won't have to fill out anything before transporting a big game animal from the field, and you have by the end of the calendar day to check in your big game animal, which can be done by, like I said a minute ago, point of sale at an agent or the internet. Or we think is probably the most convenient way is to just do it out in the field with your app.
Great deal. Your guys are going to come back in the fall too, right?
Sure can.
And we'll have another. I mean, we'll have a lot of the folks here, but there'll be some other folks listening in the fall where it pertains to hunting, and we'll reiterate it between now and turkey season too. Okay, Don.
Sounds good.
And I do want to say, Don, we may run out of time. I want to talk about the foundation for a second, but I want to say that Jimmy Holt. I mentioned this earlier. Our buddy Jimmy Holt's at Skyline Hospital, recovering from an infection. Jimmy is, for those of you that don't remember, is the legend here. He's the Bill Dance of Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, you bet.
Host of Tennessee Outdoorsman Show, and he's had an infection, and he's at Skyline, been in intensive care, but hopefully will be out of there and into a room this next day or two. If you can think about him at Skyline, give him a call or send him a card or do something. Jimmy has done a lot of great things for Middle Tennessee, and I sure am thinking about him. I'm going to go see him today. Jimmy Hope. Anyway, and Don, real quick.
Hey, real quick, mark your calendar. April 5th. Going to have a concert in conjunction with the
Governor's One Hunt.
Governor's One Shot Turkey Hunt, which is an annual event. But it's going to be at the Williamson County Ag Center this year. Bigger venue. Be able to buy a ticket to come out and hear Daryl Singletary, Gary Morris, and others that
Awesome.
Friday evening.
Awesome, Don. We'll talk about it a lot more.
Sweet.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
You need to play, okay?
Oh,
you,
yeah.
You need to be playing.
Twist my arm. Okay, I'll do it.
Don King's great. Michael, thank you.
Thank you very much, Doug.
Jonathan, great job today. I really worked you hard, and you did a great job. 5 o'clock in the morning, you come in and you're happy and ready to go, and I just love that. So it's great. All right. At Home's coming up next. Thank you, Murfreesboro Outdoors, Phoenix Bass Boats, Nashville Marine, for working with me. You're great. And thank you, WTN, for letting us talk about the outdoors so we can bring folks on here like Senator Alexander and let you know what's going on in these two guys today. And I mostly thank all of y'all for listening every week. I'll be back next week. Outdoors to Doug Markham, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Be careful. Get outside.